Hey there, Chris. We're on the water, basically. You expect it to feel colder on the water, and no doubt it is. Starting to feel a little bit of that breeze pick up. So we're pretty much right on the Greenway, the west side highway behind us. You can see the beautiful Intrepid. Going to be a busy place here later today with many kids off, midwinter recess, Kids Week well underway. Much more on that, but want to talk weather because, you know, we're obviously in this colder pattern. It's been bright. We've been loving that. Now we've got a little bit of some milder weather kind of looming. Okay, later today, later this week, into next week as well. But then we're going to invite back in some clouds and then some unsettled weather. But I got to tell you, if you're not a fan of this chill, you're looking for spring, take a look at this map, okay? We're going to get right back to where we were. And what I mean is where we were earlier this month, where those temperatures were climbing big time. 24-hour temperature change does show that we're going to start to see those numbers pick right back up. So we're starting to dial it back. Still feels like we're being nickeled and dimed a little bit. But if you are out and about here this morning, perhaps hitting the roads, you're still thinking about warming up that car with temperatures on the chilly side. We'll get things up bright, nice and bright here for you. 33 on the way home, still chilly. Highs somewhere in the low 40s here for you. So weather's still dry. You love to see that, even though we'll introduce some clouds here later today. High pressure holding things down on our side of the country. Meanwhile, there is a system out west. We've been talking about it. All the flood alerts. LA, for instance, seen more rain this month. Seen almost as much as we've seen all winter. Eventually, we get into more of a zonal flow. We'll start to pick up some of that later this week. I want to bring in John to talk much more about some of that unsettled weather, plus check in on those weather watchers. Hey there, John.
And the weather watchers, Tony, are serving up lovebirds, so you gotta love that. All right, so numbers and more weather watchers, but teens and 20s dominate the board, and we're even seeing some really cold readings close to the city and for the Jersey Shore. Ron's a little happier, though. It's a little warmer for him. So that is a moon set. Look at this. I got this from Megan and Chuck, and they have one of those bird feeders that has a camera. Some lovebirds here, and if you're feeding the birds, make sure you keep feeding the birds. And nice to see John with the a little bit of sun. Not as much sun for John today. Chilly on the slide. It's Sticky Bun Day today too, so I don't know if Les made those for us or if he just went to Stop and Shop. And then Michael out on the island, Staten that is. Look at this sad little snowman. So I mean, we had some snow, but with the sun they kind of just shrink away. How about our snow stats for the season for the city? Again, 7.5, still way below where we should be. But you got to remember, so much of that has been recent. And so there's still snow in the shady areas, but sun has been eating away at it. And yeah, the cold temperatures have helped to keep it around. After a real warm start to the month, it has been cold, 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 cold. And we're going to see some more cool days. Today, a little bit above normal. That trend continues Thursday into Friday, but then the cold comes crashing back in for the weekend. Sun's up 6:42, sun sets at 5:37. Still in a top 5 finish for warmest winters, and we'll definitely be adding to that next week. Quiet here. Tony talking about the rain in Southern California. More rain so far this year than they should see all year. What about our chance? Clouds fill in. That's about it today. A little less wind and a little warmer, so overall feels good. Won't look as pretty. Early morning flights or back to school or back to work tomorrow, you're in fine shape. Just some clouds filling in. By Thursday afternoon, though, a few showers. Possibility of a few flakes. And then we see overnight Thursday, maybe a little bit more Rockland, Putnam down into Westchester, but that warm air takes over. So Friday's a wet day. It's not a washout wet day, but definitely plan on showers. And then behind it, it's quite a bit colder. We're not talking about a lot of precipitation, but we are talking about enough to slow you down on Friday. But look at that. Coming up, we'll talk about that Friday feel and get you ready for the weekend. Weekend, you're okay. Yeah. It's just definitely going to feel like winter coming up this weekend.
Good to see the sunshine, though.
Oh, yeah.
All right, John, thank you. And